Hello cruising world, Mick the Suit Guy with you again. Today I'm going to talk to you about what Carnival does to entertain you on the cruise ship. Some of the things that they put on for you to go watch, it'll be in your fun times every night. Some of these things are almost on a daily basis, some happen once a cruise, whatever. But I'm going to cover just some of the main things. There's way too many to cover all of them here, but some of my favorite things to do on a cruise ship to give you an idea of some of the things that will happen while you're on your cruise. So let's start with my favorite two things to do. Let's talk about the Punchline Comedy Club and the Piano Bar. Love them. I basically live in there while I'm on a cruise ship. I'll be in a Red Frog pub on Lido, or if I'm on a ship with a Red Frog pub, that's where I'll be during the day, or doing trivia, which we'll talk about. But in the evening, between dinner, I'm in the Punchline Comedy Club and I'm in the Piano Bar. I love the Punchline Comedy Club. I see some awesome comedians in there. I've seen some greats over my time. Jeff Jenner, Valerie Storm, Lenny Schmidt, Tommy Drake, Just June, Johnny Millwater, Big Daddy Jeff Wayne, to name just a few. There's some amazing comedians that come on these cruise ships. You have some amazing comedy club hosts as well. Fluffy, Michelle. I have such a fun time in the comedy club. But here's the thing. If you're easily offended, don't go to the adult shows. Go to bed, stay away. Don't go and walk out. Don't go and complain. They have family-friendly shows earlier in the evening, and then they have adult shows later. They tell you a million times every night, if you are easily offended, don't stay, go. If you're easily offended, you're gonna be offended. They're R-rated comedy shows. They're always packed, so they're popular. Don't go on John Hill's blog and say nobody likes it. People love it. I am so sick of seeing people complain on John's blog that they hated the R-rated comedy, they should ban it. Because it's so popular. I would understand if nobody went. There's always standing room only at the adult shows. If you don't like it, don't go. Calm down, Mick, calm down. We're getting there. I will go to the family friendly and I'll go to the adult. I prefer the adult, that's the way I am. But family friendly is funny as well. I'll do that, I'll go to dinner, I'll come back from dinner, I'll go to the piano bar for a bit, I'll go back to the comedy club, and then I'll go to bed if I don't hit the casino. Boom! Punchline Comedy Club is on, if you have a 7-day cruise, probably 5 nights, and there'll be 4 shows every night at least. So for each, sometimes more than 4. So you get plenty of chances to go see these shows. Usually right next to the comedy club will be the piano bar, so that's convenient for me because I can go back and forth. Now, I'm not going to lie, I could not spend a whole evening in the piano bar like some people do. I can do it in small doses, but I do love my time in the piano bar, especially later on, after like 10:30, 11. That goes to 18 plus as well, so that gets a bit more R-rated. A lot of the piano bar players like Brad Alexander and Ben Gentry, they'll have a little book that they'll suddenly give out to people after time, or they'll get a bit riskier after time. But up until 11, they've got to be more, straight, I guess, or more serious. But not serious, more fun. Clean, that's the word I'm looking for, clean. So if you love the piano bar, go. And yes, you're going to tip for better service in a piano bar. That's what you do when you go to a piano bar. It's no different than when you go at home. If you go to a piano, if I go downtown in San Diego to the piano bar and I don't tip them, they're not going to do anything for me. This is how they make their money. They're entertaining you. They're having a good time with you. It's fun. And they know what they're doing, and they know what's going to bring the best out of them. It's not just money, but money helps. It's the way the world goes around. So don't complain to John Hill about that either. If you don't like it, don't go. One thing I'll say about the piano bar is it has a certain crowd that goes and a certain crowd that doesn't, like most things. But one thing I found, every time I do go to the piano bar on a regular basis, I see the same people every night. So by the end of that cruise, I made a ton of new good friends because they got something in common. They like the piano bar. It will happen, I almost guarantee it. Some cruise ships, the piano bar does better than others, and I think a lot of that is based on the location. Typically, the piano bars where it's close to the comedy club are always busier. Sometimes, like on the fantasy class ships, it's kind of buried in the middle of the ship somewhere on a different floor even, and sometimes you don't even know where it is all week. So it doesn't sometimes get as populated, but if you're on a ship like the Glory or the Breeze and stuff like that, then you're in good stead for a fun, busy piano bar. So, go to the comedy club, go to the piano bar, as long as you're not easily offended. If you are, go early and don't stay late. What else can you do? Well, they have live music all over the ship. They'll have a couple of solo musicians usually, they'll have a couple of small bands, or one small band and one larger band, and on any given night they'll be in different places around the ship, sometimes in the atrium bar, sometimes near the casino bar, but all over, different music all the time. Check your fun times. Make sure you download the hub. Very important you download the hub on your phone before you leave. It's so helpful and useful. But you'll be able to look on there as well and see what's going on at any given time. There'll be some musicians you like more than others. Find out where they are, go see them. They could be playing up on the Lido deck. They could be anywhere. But there'll be music pretty much all the time on a cruise ship. Speaking of music that's not necessarily good, there's also a karaoke bar. It's amazing to me how terrible people that think they can sing go to piano bars, to karaoke bars, I'm sorry. It's like live entertainment for me. Because they really think they can sing, and they really can't. And also, the only thing I don't like about karaoke bars is the people that can sing. Why do they always sing serious songs? Why don't they sing fun songs? We get it, you can sing. Don't sing the song that you sing at home in the karaoke bars all the time. Let's get out there and sing something fun and different. It's just entertaining for everybody else and fun for everybody else. It is not fun for everybody else to sit there and watch you sing a serious song. Okay. You know, the people in the bands typically are going to be as good, if not better than you. We can go and watch them all the time. Entertain me, sing something funny. I'd rather see you singing It's Not Unusual by Tom Jones and giving it all that. It's my karaoke go-to, and I'm terrible. Rather than singing something totally serious, like a slow song by Elton John or something. I don't care. Calm down. Alright, don't insult John Hill and play and sing fun songs in the karaoke. You got the nightclub. Nightclubs open usually about 10:30 or something like that. I've seen them empty, I've seen them busy. It depends on the cruise, depends on the crowd. But when it's busy, it's fun. I don't really go in the nightclub very often. It's not really my thing. Even though I'm a DJ, I prefer live music, and I prefer the comedy club and the piano bar to that. But if the nightclub's your thing, go. They have a white night, usually on the first night, where any ladies going in dressed in white get a free drink or $1 off drinks and stuff like that. So be aware of certain things that will be going on. I wish Carnival would send you more of an email out in advance of the cruise telling you all the events happening so you can pack appropriately for what you need for those, but they don't. But go on the website, go on the chat rooms and ask around what would be good things to take. You have the playlist productions and the stage shows. These will be in the main theatre, usually at the back of the ship. Or is it the front? The front of the ship, I never know. I get turned around, I get discombobulated all the time. I only just found out what that word means. But anyway, the big theatre is going to be on the ship. It's usually 3 floors high. And they'll have playlist productions. They have a rock show, Epic Rock. They'll do one called Flick sometimes. They have 88 Keys, which is more based on, popular piano bar songs, hence the word 88 Keys, the name. They have a more Cubano. They got a lot of these high production, big money shows where people will come out in great costumes and sing and entertain you for like an hour or so. They'll usually have one early and one late for the early dining and the late dining. Be aware of the timing. For some reason lately, the timing's been off on a lot of these shows. Sometimes the late show starts before late dinner's over, or vice versa, so it kind of messes you up on the timing. But if you can go, I guess go. I personally don't go to these shows. I've seen most of them. To me, they're okay. Again, I'm not saying it's bad. I would rather be in the other places I go to. A lot of people love these shows. They have more low production shows, like a Welcome Aboard show and stuff like that. And these will pretty much be on every ship. I was looking on the Carnival website. I've never been on the Victory, but for some reason it didn't list the playlist productions on that ship. So I have no idea why. But if you're going on the Victory, and if you've been on the Victory and they did do a playlist production, let me know so I can correct myself. But I'm only going by what their website says. But those shows are fun for those that want to do it. What else do we have? We have an IMAX on the Horizon and the Vista now. You have to pay extra, but they've got a full IMAX theatre that's really good. They show some brand new films on there. They've got a Thrill Theatre on the Breeze, Horizon and Vista. I'm sure these are all coming on the Panorama and stuff as well when that comes out. The Thrill Theatre is where you sit in the seats and the seats will move and you'll get sprayed with water and all that stuff. But just on the very few ships right now. Then they have the dive-in movies. Basically any ship that has the big screen on the Lido deck, you'll be able to go up there and sit and watch a movie. They're popular. A lot of people go. I'm not going to lie, again, I've never actually sat and watched one. I don't have the attention span, and I've got other places I would rather go. But I'll be usually at the Red Frog on the Lido deck from like 4 to 7. Then I have to go to bed, not to bed, I have to go back to the room and get ready for dinner. I remember on the Glory, we were there in February, me, Gary, and Mal, we'd be up there pretty much every night, and then the women would come and grab us. Anyway, but it's busy. A lot of people come up, they have popcorn, you can go and get yourself a deck chair, watch the movie up there, there are bars open and everything. So most ships, like I said, that have the screen, the ones that don't typically are the fantasy class ships, you know, your ecstasy, elation, fantasy, fascination, imagination, inspiration, paradise and sensation don't have one. I don't think the Miracle has one either, and nor the Legend. But I think most of the other ships in the fleet have them, and they'll do these dive-in movies, and they're pretty new movies. John Hill typically will post what movies are showing on his blog. It's not a bad blog to follow, John Hill's blog. It gives you a lot of good information. So there's some other things that are more audience involved that they'll do. Hasbro, the game show. Well, they're going to do Family Feud on the Mardi Gras when that comes out, but all the other ships have Hasbro, the game show, where they'll have audience members take part. I've actually done it once or twice. Don't think you're going to win if you're an adult. I can't prove this, but I'll almost guarantee it's fixed so a young kid wins it. You'll have to go along to see, which is the way it should be, of course. But it's adults and kids that can get up on stage and play equally. So that was kind of fun. Everybody gets involved. They have a lip sync battle where early on in the cruise, they'll have like a competition where everybody that wants to, they limit it like 8 people, can take part, and the best guy and the best girl will win. And then they'll go through to the rest of the week. They'll be doing certain things. They'll have a sing off a couple of times. And then towards the end of the week, they'll actually have a full on lip sync battle in the main theater, where they'll have a Played production dancing with them, and it's a big show. It's kind of fun. I've been to watch it a couple of times, and I've enjoyed that. And if you're feeling crazy, have a go, try, enter it, and see what you can do. I'm white in English. I can't dance for crap, so I ain't doing it. But if you have a few moves and a bit of confidence about you, enter. Why not? No one's going to see you again. Why do you think I wear these suits? No one's going to see me again. So lip sync battle's fun. On a bit of a mellower line, they got your trivia contests. Look behind me, all these things I won. You can win one of these ships on a stick. I've read that they're redesigning them and bringing out new ones, so I've got to start all over again and win new ones and all the ships. But they'll have all sorts of trivia every day, all different types. They'll go from Harry Potter trivia to music trivia. They're the ones I like to do, because I'm a DJ, so I'm pretty good at them. But they'll do all sorts of trivia, and if you win, you'll get one of these. There's many other ways you can win these, but the primary way is through trivia. They're pretty popular. A lot of people take part in the trivia. I constantly get accused of cheating when I get a lot of music questions right. I like to pretend I'm an engineer or a plumber or something like that, because people find out I'm a DJ, they get all upset because it's my job to know the music. But I enjoy it. They also have a clue on the ship. They'll have a whole setup for the week where there'll be clues hidden around the ship, and you can try and work out who did it, where, why. They'll actually have a proper show, for like an hour-long show at one point in the week, where you can go and be introduced to all the characters. They'll give out a couple of clues there, and then usually in the coffee shop there'll be some sheets out with some puzzles. You got to work out from the puzzles who's not done it, and then you eliminate them over the week. There's different clues each day, and then you can try and win a prize through that. It's kind of fun to do, something different. So there's a lot of different things you can do. They have the love and marriage game. That's very popular. Did it once. My wife Julie, she's refusing to do it ever again because apparently I embarrassed her. I don't know why, but she won't do that anymore. But they have the longest married couple, the newlyweds, and somewhere in the middle, and they'll answer questions back to back, and we'll see who came up with the same answers. It's amazing how many times the longest married couple have the funniest answers. Some things I can't repeat on this that I've heard at those shows you would not believe comes out of their mouths. So there's tons of things you can do to entertain yourself on a cruise ship. I haven't even touched the bingo or the casino and stuff like that. There's nobody should complain that there's nothing to do. There are so many things you can do. It's endless to keep you busy. There's not enough time to do all the things that they offer you to do on a cruise ship. Read the fun times. Find things you want to do. If you don't really want to do anything, just go sit in the bar, have a drink, watch the band play or something like that, or go to bed earlier, boring so-and-sos. You'll find something, trust me. Entertainment on a Carnival cruise ship, that's about it. I'm sure there's things I missed, but there are a lot of the main ones out there. Have fun! See you later, cruisers! Email me anytime, cruisingsuitguy@gmail.com. Looking to book a cruise? Contact the best rep in the fleet. Tell him I sent you, David Chirinos. You'll see his email and phone number right here. Happy cruising!